Often badged as Britain's muscle car, Aston Martin has always oozed a certain level of finesse that's rarely matched in the automotive fraternity. The British marque has always been the best in terms of offering luxury and performance in one alluring package. However, their portfolio has been seeing change in the past few years. Much like many others, Aston too has stepped into the SUV frenzy with the DBX in order to bring in some money. And they do need it desperately, considering they were on the brink of bankruptcy not too long ago. However, the much awaited replacement for the Vantage has arrived, and we're eager to know the whereabouts of the forthcoming Vanquish. Kieran Manone on the automotive website hotcars.com gets all the credit for this video as the official writer of the article post. Kieran's post will be linked in the credits section in the description underneath this video. As always, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also to turn on your post notifications so that you do not miss another upload again. Let's get started. The last thing that Kieran Manone and his team heard was that the new Aston Martin Vanquish is scheduled to arrive in 2024. Resembling its hypercar brethren, the Valkyrie and Valhalla, the Vanquish will transition into a mid-engined supercar from being a front-engined GT. This should be an exciting prospect to look forward to, both for the brand and for enthusiasts. Not a lot is there for us to talk about the upcoming Vanquish, but we do know the much-loved V12 power plant inside the current Vanquish should see an exit, for obvious reasons, Kieran says. The fact is, emissions and regulations are choking manufacturers to play around and innovate with whatever that's available. As per reports, Aston is developing a 3-litre V6 with generous levels of electric assistance as a replacement for its series production V8s and V12s. Power figures are expected to touch or possibly exceed the 700 horsepower mark, and the 2024 Vanquish could find itself competing against the McLaren 720S and the Ferrari F8 Tributo or their replacements if it is pushed further. The Valhalla project has livened again as it's rumored that the upcoming LaFerrari competitor could use a Mercedes-AMG sourced engine and ditch the previously proposed 3-litre V6 hybrid tuned to at least 1000 horsepower. It's sad to see that the Valkyrie's V12 is not finding its way into any other Aston, although it wouldn't be a good thought financially. The Valkyrie is a monumental feat in that it uses a fully homologated naturally aspirated V12 that revs to 11,500 RPM. At this moment, nothing's concrete about the Vanquish's engine. With how the economy is currently, there's a good chance that Aston could rely heavily on its Mercedes-AMG partnership and could completely drop the idea of an in-house developed motor. The design of the 2024 Aston Martin Vanquish should resemble its elder and more exclusive siblings. The front end is largely that of the Valkyrie, although without much of the aggressive aerodynamics. At least that's what we can make of the Vision concept displayed in Geneva a couple of years ago. In terms of chassis, the upcoming Aston Martin Vanquish is expected to use a bonded aluminium space frame instead of going for a carbon monocoque design favored by much of its competitors. This could mean a great deal of savings cost-wise, and Aston could position the 2024 Vanquish aggressively. Details about the interior remain foggy as well, since the 2024 Vanquish is for the most part a good few years away. Judging by how Astons are in terms of luxury and quality, we wouldn't expect anything less than what's offered in their current lineup. One thing that can be assured of is the omission of the largely useless rear seats. Favoring a mid-engined layout could mean there's more space to be utilized, and Aston could incorporate a lot of their ingenuity without having to compromise on that front, much like how the $1 million Vanquish Zagato shooting brake is. We suspect Aston would price their upcoming 2024 Vanquish in the $300,000 territory. However, considering how early we are into the speculation, nothing's certain at this point. Also, unlike the Valhalla and the Valkyrie, the Vanquish won't be limited in terms of production numbers. judging by how the Valkyrie is getting along with the 2022 release. We should expect that Aston is splitting their focus into the other two offerings, since the Vanquish does not require intense testing like the Valkyrie, and the fact that there's only one party involved, we should see things speeding up. Aston has hinted the Vanquish to be revealed in 2023 and should hit the showrooms sometime in 2024. There should be convertible and AMR versions to follow the post-mid-engined Vanquish. However, Aston's financial difficulties and their recent split up with Red Bull are only delaying things for the British mark. But on the bright side, thanks to their contact with Mercedes-AMG, Aston is not to end up in serious trouble. For an independent brand to come up with multiple projects with varying degrees of monetary requirements, it's worth a good round of applause. And thanks to the DBX bringing in decent revenue, we should see the iconic British mark back on its feet and galloping ahead. Hope you enjoyed this detailed breakdown of all the latest information surrounding the 2024 Aston Martin Vanquish. Once again, thanks to Kiran Manon, and check out our previous video on the latest updates surrounding next year's Ferrari SUV, the Puro Sangue. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.